Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name is Corinne Brad and today I'd like to show you how to make these beautifully folded fabric Danish stars. And they're made very simply from 4 strips of fabric. Some people just fold the sides to the middle and iron them. I've actually used fabric tubes turned inside out. I'm not going to sew them today because it's quite a simple operation. But you want to start out with 4 pieces of fabric, and these are 30 centimetres by 6 centimetres. If you're working in inches, you're looking at about 10.5 inches by about 2.25 inches. And all I've done is simply folded them in half, right sides together along the length, and then stitched along this seam line here with a 5mm seam allowance or 1/4 inch seam allowance, and turned them inside out to make tubes. As you can see, they are tubes. It means you've got nice, neat edges. Now, with each of these strips, you want to fold them so that one end is about 6 centimetres shorter or 6 centimetres longer than the other. So you fold them in half, but they're not quite half, if you know what I mean. And we'll do the same with all of them. And this is where a gridded cutting mat really comes in handy, because you can line them up and just finger press them into position. And then, now how can I describe this? Place one strip like this, take your next one, put the long end underneath the fold and lay it over, pull it up like this. So your short ends are all on the top. Do the same with the next one, tuck the long end under, allow the short end over the top. And then this final one, long end under, short end over the top. And what you want to do is you then need to take both of these ends and pop them through this loop from the first strip. So they're all held securely. It's a bit like, I don't know if you remember the Scooby-Doo trend that went around with the kids and the plastic tubes. It's that kind of weave. And then just tighten them up. Don't over-tighten them, but just so they lay nice and flat, like this. And the reason you have one end longer than the other is because once you're comfortable, you've got that flat, there's no big gap in the middle, you need to flip it over and then take your long end and fold it back on itself. Fold this long end back on itself to cover that one, this one, and the final one goes under the loop or the fold that's been made by your first strip. And just weave it in like that. So now, your strips, in an ideal world, would be the same length. Nothing in my world is ideal, which is why my strips aren't the same length. But just tighten them up so they're nice and snug. And then you form the points of the star. It's very easy to do. Take a left-hand strip and fold it at a 45-degree angle, finger press it, flip it over, fold it at another 45-degree angle to make a triangle, finger press it, and then fold that triangle on itself and tuck this loose end into your folds, like so. Turn it back the right way up and take your right hand strip, fold it out at 45 degrees, flip it over, fold it down at another 45 degrees, and then fold it in half on itself and tuck that end into the weave. And then just continue folding your points in this way And this is why it's important to make sure your lengths are the same. This one is a little bit on the short side, so I'm just going to cheat and manipulate that fabric just to give me a little bit more. So that you've got enough of a raw end to tuck inside that weave. That's still not quite enough. The best way to then do this is if you take your long end, loosen it, turn it over, pull it that way, and then pull it, there you go, that's better. Fold it out, fold it back in, fold it in on itself and tuck the raw end in. And as I say, just continue doing this all the way around the star. If you've got an iron to hand, you might find it easier to just sort of press things as you go. You can make these out of paper as well as fabric if you've got double-sided paper. And once you've continued to fold, you will end up with your 8-pointed star like this that can simply be suspended with a needle and thread through here with a hanging loop, or you could make them in different size strips. You could stack them up together and make a Christmas tree design. If you make them bigger, you could use them as Christmas coasters for your dinner table. But a nice simple project, something that's great to do with the kids actually, because it is very simple, folding, weaving, creasing and tucking. So I hope you like that demonstration. I hope that you'll get some made for Christmas and you can hang them off your Christmas tree, and we will catch up with you next time. Thank you. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.